Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Herbie's Community Cooking Corner for December 5th, 2023. My name is Herbie Allen, and I'll be with you today along with Heidi as we're going to have gingerbread spice, or ginger spice, I should say. I don't know if it's gingerbread spice, but more like a ginger spice. And then we will be making Regency ginger crisps a little bit later on in the call. And otherwise, we'll just talk about everything ginger related. And our guest today, Spider Woman. Well, I guess she's been feeling a little bit more ginger this last week and not feeling well, but she decided to join us anyway. So, couple of quick announcements that I do need to make. So, first of all, for the first time in a long time, there will be no cooking call next week. I know, it is really strange. We were originally going to have Patty facilitating and leading us in chocolate chip cookies. That is not happening. And yeah, we will, and I will be traveling next week, so I will not be in a position to be in the kitchen unless I can get into some poor airport restaurant and learn their kitchen real fast. Just to do a cooking call. I don't think that would go over well. So yeah, so there will be no cooking call next week. So and then we will be back the following week. All right, so. Spider Woman, aka Heidi, how are you feeling today?
Um, feeling okay.
Okay. So tell us about your ginger spice mix.
Actually I got this from a recipe book. Um and it's actually I think it's a Bookshare book and it's called Reindeer Food. Um and this goes with the gingerbread no bake gingerbread cheesecake that I was going to be making, which I will do at some point. And so the this recipe actually will make all the spice mix that you need for the actual cheesecake. And so it actually will make about a quarter cup or 12 teaspoons of the actual spice mix itself. And so you're going to need 1 teaspoon, or sorry, 1 tablespoon plus 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. You're going to need 1 tablespoon of ground allspice. You're going to need 1 tablespoon of ground ginger, 1.5 teaspoons of ground nutmeg. And my braille display did not want to move. You're going to need 1/2 teaspoon of ground clove. And then for the directions, you are going to combine all the spices in a bowl. And then you're going to place them into a mason jar or a sealed container to use them for the gingerbread the gingerbread cheesecake. So that is all you need for the actual spice mix itself.
And that sounds pretty simple there. So tell me, have you ever? So how do you use the gingerbread spice mix yourself? Like, do you use it for gingerbread or?
I actually have not made this yet, but I'm looking forward to it because within the last few years I've actually gotten into liking cheesecake, and I have always liked gingerbread cake and stuff like that. So I'm interested in combining the two and seeing how it comes out.
Definitely, and that sounds like it'll be a very good thing to try. So, does anybody have any questions or comments for Heidi and the gingerbread spice mix? All right, not hearing any. So Heidi, did you have anything else you wanted to say?
Nope, that's it.
All right. Well, very good. Very good. Okay, guys. We're going to transition now, and I'm actually going to go into the kitchen, and we're going to go now from gingerbread spice mix to actual gingerbread cookies, or Regency Ginger Crisps, as they are called. And these is something that, these cookies turn out really good, actually, and I decided that may as well have something gingery to go along with our ginger spice mix. I originally thought about chocolate chip cookies, but I don't know. I don't think those would do too well with ginger. So, first thing we need for this recipe is to, we need butter, sugar, flour, ginger, molasses, an egg, and maybe one or two other things. Now, this one we're not going to preheat the oven because the dough will actually have to sit for an hour before it can be made into little balls and baked. So we're going to not actually get to try them on the call, but I think we did get to do that on a previous call, and they definitely turn out well. So the first thing I already know that I need without even looking at my recipe is butter and sugar, and what we need for that is the full stick. We need a stick and a half of butter. So this actually works out really well because I have a box of butter sticks that are in half sticks. So this makes measuring out a stick and a half very easy. I just need to basically take out 3 half sticks, and I have, you guessed it, a stick and a half of butter. And then I believe the recipe calls for a cup of sugar. So let's see here, I'm getting these bowls out of the way. So with the stick butter, they're half stick butter, they're all individually wrapped. You can of course use this, comes out to about a cup and a half of butter, I think. I'll go back through and look at the recipe in a minute. Each stick comes individually wrapped. Some people like to save these wrappers because they are parchment paper and use them for baking. I've got plenty of other parchment paper that already, so I don't need to, but that is a trick, is that some people will save them for that purpose. Okay, so that's stick number 1. Next, we are going to have stick number 2, and okay, this one does not want to unwrap evenly. That's not nice of it. And I'm using another thing with stick butter is I use, like, this is unsalted butter, so that works especially well for baking, and plus you really don't need the extra salt anyway, usually. And okay, that's that. And now stick number 3. Will you unwrap? Now I did not let this soften because it's going to get melted anyway, but I could have made life a little bit easier if I had of. But so that's okay. So, and I'm told my water running can sound like sizzling, but it's just water. So, all right. That is done. Now let's bring back up my recipe on the phone here, and I will double check my sugar amount, but I do believe it is a cup. And I will submit this recipe to the cook's list after the call. When I actually submitted the stuff for the cooking call, I actually did not know at the time I would be doing this, and that's why you guys don't have the recipe, because well, I could have sent it to the cook's list, but that's okay. Let's see. All right, here we go. So it's technically 3/4 cutters. It's 3/4 cup butter. So if you're doing spreadable butter, that's how much it comes out to. And 1 cup brown sugar. All right, so we are going to get out the brown sugar. Brown sugar is a very different consistency than your white sugar. Also comes in a different type of packaging. There's my... Is that my brown sugar or is that my powdered sugar? That's my powdered sugar. I need brown sugar. Brown sugar is a lot more coarser.
Herbie,
And yes,
where did you get this recipe? Is this from the internet or is this from a book?
this is actually from a book, the Joanne Fluke series, and I think it's
Murder
from the
She Baked.
Murder. Yep.
I thought so.
All right, so we're now going to get out my measuring cup here, and I'm going to drop it. That's not good. Okay, so the brown sugar comes in a resealable bag, and so now I can just pour. I've unlocked the bag, and we're now going to do this over the sink because I can, and we're going to pour the brown sugar. It does say to pack it, and the reason why I'm doing this over the sink is because this stuff can be very messy, not easy to scoop out, especially for a full cup measuring cup. I could have used 2 half cups instead. Okay, I need the bag a little bit more open. Very good. Okay. So I am packing it in. All right. And now we are going to carefully pour this into the bowl. I'm not using the mixing bowl for this part, so I'm going to, first of all, put the bagged brown sugar over here away, so that way it's not going to be in the way of things. Okay, bag, are you going to seal? Yes, you will. Okay. Now that that is done, I'm going to make sure these stick butter things are flat, because we're going to pour the brown sugar on top of this mixture, and then we're going to let it all melt. Okay. And then we're going to let it get to room temperature and deal with the rest of our ingredients, which I'll look at in a minute. So let's start things off. And I think we'll give it about a minute. So
1 minute express cook.
all right, now is a good time, as I need to. I meant to do this earlier and I completely forgot. So we have a brand new host to the cooking call today. Her second time hosting, Nellie. Welcome, and first time on the cooking call too. So
Good morning, everybody.
good morning, good morning. And we have Tyann connecting us into Clubhouse and streaming. Good morning, Tyann. And Allison. Good morning. And Allison is taking care of us over on the clubhouse side. Good morning, Allison. And do we have any questions on
Good
either Zoom?
morning.
Good morning. Do we have any questions on either Zoom or Clubhouse?
We have no raised hands in class this time.
All right.
And I don't see any hands on the Zoom side.
All right. Very good. Okay, so they're making it easy on you guys. So okay, that needs a little bit more melting. So we'll give it another 30 seconds.
Excuse me, that was my hand raised.
Oh, we do have it. Okay, Melissa, go ahead.
Yeah, I like gingerbread. Is that the gingerbread cookies that you're making?
Yes.
Oh, how long do you make them? How long do you have to, uh, how long do you have to bake them for?
Good question, and I will tell you what, because I never remember these things, I actually have to look. I will tell you in just a minute, because we gotta let this cool down first anyway. So, now that that's done, I'm going to just slightly stir this so it's a little bit better mixed in.
How many cups do you put in there?
So this is 3/4 cups butter and 1 cup brown sugar that we're dealing with so far. Okay, so I tell you what. I will give you all now the recipe in its entirety because we need to let this come to room temperature anyway, so that'll give us a minute. So let me bring this up. Okay, so we are going to, the entire recipe is, so it says do not preheat oven, dough must chill before baking. So we already explained the butter and the sugar. 1 large egg or 2 medium eggs, just whip it up with a fork. 1/4 cup molasses. 2 teaspoons baking soda. A half teaspoon of salt. 2 teaspoons ground ginger. And 2 1/4 cups of flour, not sifted. Pack it down when measuring. And then you'll want a half cup of white sugar for coating when you're rolling the balls. We're gonna melt the butter, mix in the sugar, and let it cool to room temperature. I went ahead and just mixed in the sugar ahead of time. I don't think it really matters. Mix in the egg. Everything except the flour. And we'll add the flour in 1 cup in increments. Then we chill the dough for at least an hour. And then when you're ready to bake, you're going to bake at 375 with the rack in the middle position. And let's see, 10 to 12 minutes. Okay. So there's the answer to your question there is 10 to 12 minutes.
Oh,
Is how long
okay.
we
And
bake
then
them,
do you leave the oven for like 350 temperature?
375.
375. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. All right. Very good there, Melissa.
Thank you, Herbie.
You're welcome.
And enjoy your travel vacation.
Yep. Okay. Anybody else?
I don't see any hands.
All right. Very good. Then we will just keep things rolling right along here. And oh nope, I think I might want to check your list there. I think I do see Rachel's hand. Oop, and I'm losing my earpiece. That's not good. I think I do now see Rachel's hand raised. Rachel, did you have your
Oh,
hand raised? Yep.
oh, it's not at the top of my list. I'm sorry. Okay.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Because Okay. So yeah. All right. So Rachel.
Yeah, Rachel, go ahead and speak.
Good morning, Herbie.
Good morning.
And Nellie, welcome.
Oh, thank you.
Um, Herbie, my question is, these crisps, are they supposed to be like soft in the middle? And I do recognize them right away from the book.
I don't think they have. They're supposed to be crisp all the way around. So I don't think they were meant to be soft. No.
So they're supposed to be like a ginger snapping, in other words? Is that it?
Yes.
All right. I haven't tried them yet, but I will.
All right. Oops, I'm
Thank you
banging
very
stuff
much.
around here. You're welcome.
And welcome
Okay.
again, Nellie.
Oh, thank you.
All right. So now that we've done that, thank you for that question, Rachel. Let us start with our egg. We just need one large egg in my case. But oh, this is a large egg. How can you tell if it's a large versus a medium egg? That I'm not sure about. Actually, these look more medium to me, so. We will play it safe and use 2 eggs. I don't think it's going to hurt things much one way or the other. And
Herbie, do you normally get large eggs when you order them, or do you usually get medium?
normally I do get large eggs, actually. Normally I do. So I cracked both eggs into the bowl, and now we're going to put the remaining egg back in the fridge for now. I don't need 3 eggs. And I have another carton that needs to get used up, but that'll have to wait till later. Now we are going to get our fork and just kind of combine them that way. And munching on some breakfast while doing this. All right. But hopefully the law is in law school, so, all right.
Oh, she's gonna be on her way to choir.
Ah. Okay, let's go back up to my recipe here. And let's see what we need again. Okay, so now we need our molasses. Which I know I have. Let's see about finding it. No, it's not there. I believe this is... Oh, no, that's our pizza sauce. We do not want that for the molasses. That would not do well. One time I had fun. I was mixing up my turkey gravy jar with a molasses jar, and that was not a fun combination. Well, they didn't actually get mixed up, but I thought one was one, and it turned out not to be. So, okay. Let's see. I think this is molasses. It is. Okay. Molasses comes in a tall-ish jar, and sometimes you just have to know your jars to be able to identify it. Otherwise, you can use your phone to identify the molasses, or if you have a separate barcode scanner. That will work too. Okay, now I just got done looking at how much I needed. I think it said a quarter cup, but we can add them. We can double check that. Yep, one cup or 4 tablespoons. Fourth cup is a whole lot easier to measure. So that is what we are going to do. That's my third cup. This is my fourth cup. Fourth cup is one of the smaller ones. If you have your 4-set measuring cup, that's how you can know which is which. I'm pouring this over the bowl. If there's any extra, I don't think that's going to be the end of the world. And molasses is a very sticky substance. In fact, I'm going to just add in a little bit extra because some is sticking to the cup.
And I believe it also has a very strong smell.
It does. It's a very strong / sweet smell. Okay. There, that's done. I guess we'll just put the rest in the refrigerator. I don't know if it needs to be or not, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. And it'll also give me an opportunity to get out the baking soda, which I do need that. Which, I have, the baking soda that I'm using is a sealed baking soda, not an open one. But, let's see here. How much baking soda do we need? Let's take a look. Two teaspoons baking soda. Okay. And then a half teaspoon salt. And then our 2 teaspoons ground ginger. Alright, so let us look now for our teaspoon, which these like to disappear on me, but I found it, and I'm hearing somebody talking in the background. Real quick, do we have any raised hands before I continue on with this?
Alrighty, let me check for you. None on the Zoom side.
All right. And then
no
I'm going
raised hands
to...
in Clubhouse either.
Excellent. Okay, first teaspoon of baking soda is in. Second teaspoon. Teaspoon is smaller than a tablespoon. So again, if you're dealing with your 4-cup, if you're dealing with your standard set of measuring cups, then that's how you can know. All right, next it calls for a half teaspoon of salt. So I'm just going to guesstimate that. And then it calls for 2 teaspoons ground ginger. And of course, if you like ginger, you might want to do a little bit more than that. So just a half teaspoon. I'm just using a salt shaker here. And now my ground ginger. Ground ginger is gonna come in, depending on which brand you get, can really depend on the bottle. And in this case, mine comes in a round bottle, but it is labeled, so I know which one is which. I've also had it come in like the square type bottle as well. So we're just going to use our teaspoon, and of course you can always open it and smell it. You can always use a barcode reader to read the label. Okay, first teaspoon is going in. You know what, this bottle only has about 2 teaspoons in it anyway, so we will say bye-bye to the bottle, as I don't need it now. Okay, so now we're going to wash everything off. My hands, that is. And let us see here. So now we are going to combine all this. Well, we're going to add the butter and sugar mixture to it, and then we're going to combine all this stuff together. So I really should have let this cool down even more. That's okay. We'll just have to... It'll all work out, I think, but oh well. Should have put it in the freezer, actually. That would have let it cool down a little bit more. There's a reason why I don't like baking. You have to be more precise with these things than you do with cooking. And things can go wrong. Okay, now we're going to stir, stir, stir. Do everything. Stir, stir, stir. And then we're going to add in our flour. So I can just kind of tell by feeling it with the spoon that things are roughly even. I'm trying to make sure I get the sides of the bowl here. And if everybody can check their mute status, that'd be good. I'm hearing some kind of rattling around that is... So, yep. And now it's kind of all blending together. I can tell just by the feel of the spoon. Alright, and now we have this a healthy, crumbly looking liquid. Okay. I'm going to put this spoon aside here for just a minute, because now we need to deal with our flour. We need 2 1/4 cups flour. Adding each cup of flour in 1 cup at a time. So like that Johnny Cash song, 1 piece at a time. The flour, it's 1 cup at a time. So my flour I have stored in an airtight container rather than the original bag that it comes in, because those bags are messy and yeah. So let's see, do I have my other 1 cup measuring cup? Otherwise I'll have to wash out the first one, which I can if I need to, but let's see here. What am I looking for? Oh, there's what I'm looking for. Okay, I found what I wanted. So, first cup of flour is getting scooped out. And she says to pack it. So, by packing it, I'm pressing it down into the cup. And now I know I need just a little bit more by packing it in. And I'm doing this over the container so that hopefully we don't have any spillage. And now we're going to take this over to the bowl and pour it in. And now we're going to stir that. Alright, good to know. And we're going to stir this. Okay. And now I'm going to do this again. I may have actually done this recipe once before on the call last year, so this could, I think this is technically Gingerbread Snaps, Regency Ginger Snaps Revisited, I think. I'll double check. Okay, not enough flour as I'm scooping in cup number 2. What was that?
You know, you are host, not.
Tyann, you are breaking up.
Uh, can you hear me?
Barely.
Oh, how about now?
Okay, that's better.
You are the host, not Nellie. So that's probably why she can't dance.
All right. Then let me see here, folks. We're having some technical difficulties. Hey, but this means I get a break from standing in the kitchen. No complaints there. This is hard work. Let me see. Danette, are you still on here? Nope. Okay. Let's see. What are we up against here? Guys?
I don't think you ever handed.
Oh, Nelly is here. But again, are
I'm
you able
not
to
on.
unmute?
I'm not a co-host on here.
Nope. Yep. Okay. Let me get you. Okay. Good. Tell you what. I'm gonna do this. Hold on. Okay. So let's do this. Hold on, guys. We're having to do tech work here. Okay. Nelly, you should now have your host controls back.
Okay.
And I made myself a co-host, so if you run into any difficulties, I can help you out in a pinch here. Can you look to see if we have any raised hands? Are you there?
I am here.
Okay. Did we have any? Do we have any raised hands?
Okay, let me see here. Melissa.
Melissa.
Yeah, I really like that gingerbread cookies you're making. It's really cool.
Awesome.
Um, how many eggs do you put in there?
Either one large egg or two medium eggs.
Oh, okay. Now, oh, okay. And how many flour? How many
Two
cups
and
of
a quarter
flour?
cups. Two and a fourth cups.
2 1/4 cups. Okay, and the teaspoon?
So 2 teaspoons ginger, 2 teaspoons of molasses. I'm sorry, 4 tablespoons molasses, 2 teaspoons. Oh, what's the other stuff? I will read the recipe again in just a minute. How about that?
Yeah, I know you put vanilla extract, right?
No, we do not use vanilla extract in this one.
Oh, okay. Okay.
All right, so I couldn't remember if I put in my second cup of flour in there, which I did. So we're going to now deal with our final quarter cup of flour. And get that dealt with. So I just need another fourth cup. Where's my fourth cup? There's my fourth cup. So, and then we're going to cover the bowl and let her chill for a time, which may be an hour, maybe overnight. I don't know what we will do. Okay. Now we're going to stir. Did we have any other hands, Nelly? I forgot to ask you that. We're dealing with a very stiff dough here. So I'm now kind of scraping the sides. Let's see. Okay, so we have a very stiff and spicy dough. So now we're going to just get the excess off the spoon and then we're going to put it in the fridge and let it chill. So what I'm going to do is, leave it in the actual mixing bowl. We're going to cover the mixing bowl. Saran wrap would be the most ideal. I don't have any of that at the moment, so we will use foil instead. Ooh, I'm dying over here. But don't rejoice too much, guys. I will come back to life. Okay. So we're going to put this where I can easily get to it. And there you go. Now, so what's going to happen a little bit later on is that we won't be doing this on the call, but what we're going to do is get out the cookie sheet. Then we're going to place them make the dough into like little walnut sized things and just have them evenly spaced out. You can use parchment paper. I do, just to line the cookie sheet and to be on the safe side. And then we'll bake them for about 10 to 12 minutes, probably more closer to the 12 minutes, because depending on how crisp you want them, and depending on how powerful your oven is. And then they'll be done. Okay, I forgot to put up my flour. That's not good. Let's go do that real quick. So, do we have any raised hands?
None on Zoom.
All right.
Yes, you do. None in Clubhouse.
Yes, you do.
I do?
Uh-oh.
Oh. Okay.
Clubhouse, okay.
So it's me.
Donna.
Yes. So why could, instead of covering it with saran wrap or aluminum foil, why didn't you just take a nice clean towel and put it over it so it'll breathe?
Oh, that's an interesting thought. I hadn't actually even thought of that. But good point there, Donna. And
I've seen people do that with bread and stuff. Yeah. So
I mean,
curious.
this is a dough, not a bread, but still, that's an
It's
interesting.
still dough. Yeah. The dough part is what I was thinking. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. That's my 2 cents and I'm done.
Well, very good there, Donna, and nothing wrong with that. And I'm glad you were able to join us today as I am setting down. Whoa, how did my speech get slowed down? I'll deal with that later. Okay, do we have any other questions? All right, so, not hearing any, not seeing any, let us go back over the recipe again. And for those of you that are, if you follow the folder that I give you all in my, in the emails, this is in the Cooking Corner Dropbox folder, but let's see. So I will put when I post to the cooking list a little bit later on. I will post these. I will also post the gingerbread spice mix that Heidi showed us earlier. So we got 3/4 cups melted butter, which is 6 ounces, and 1.5 sticks. A cup of packed brown sugar, 1 large beaten egg or 2 medium eggs, a 1/4 cup molasses, 2 teaspoons baking soda, that was our other teaspoon, 1/2 teaspoon salt, 2 teaspoons ground ginger, sorry. And so after then 2 1/4 cups flour. And then when doing the dough, you'll want a 1/2 cup of white sugar in a small bowl. Melt the butter, mix in the sugar, let it cool to room temperature. I did not quite let it cool enough, but it seems to be fine. Mix in the egg, baking soda, molasses, salt, and the ginger, which we did, obviously. Stir until everything is incorporated, then add the flour 1 cup at a time. Mix after each addition, so you'll want to do that. And just make sure you check the sides of the bowl too, which we did do that. Chill the dough for at least 1 hour. Overnight's even better. When you're ready to bake, and we went over this earlier, 375 middle rack, and make the dough into walnut-sized pieces, and let it bake for about 10 to 12 minutes. And so after you roll the dough into walnut-sized pieces, that's when you roll it into the sugar and then put it on the cookie sheet. You can use Pam or another non-stick cooking spray. I just used parchment paper when I made these last time. And then you want to flatten the dough balls with the back of a metal spatula. And let's see. It says until the crisps are nicely browned, so that doesn't really answer the question if they are meant to be soft in the middle or not. But they will probably start off by being soft in the middle and get harder as they cool. And after you remove them from the oven, they recommend leave them on the cookie sheets for 2 minutes and then move them to a wire rack. And let's see. Should make 5 to 6 dozen cookies, and so that's that with the ginger crisps and all that. So hopefully you guys got some enjoyment out of that today. So like I said, we will not be baking them or taking them out of the oven, as the dough needs to chill. So all right, so Heidi, did you have any comments you'd like to make?
Nope, that's it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so let me bring up what I've got for you all with these calls. As let's see here. So wow, I've got a long ways to go here. So went. Okay, so at the moment, I need to double check what I have in store for you all for the 19th. I think we are trying to arrange another guest facilitator for that one. And I'm drawing a blank as to what we were doing. Same with the 26th. So stay tuned for that. And so we will definitely get that. We definitely do not have anybody for next week. So like I said, the cooking call will be on hiatus. And for next week is I will not be around. So make sure, well, you'll actually get your Tuesdays off. So lucky you. And so yeah, I will not be around for that, and then, like I said, I will be around the following week, but I have to work out what we're doing or who we have guests facilitating, all that good stuff. So we're going to get that squared away. And let's see. First of all, I want to remind everybody, if you've not done so, you can subscribe to the ACB Cooks List. And to do that, just send an email to send an email to community@acb.org. And just include your name and email address and say, please, please, please add me to the Cooks List. And they will gladly do that for you. I do send out these recipes, and sometimes other things get sent out too with other cooking calls, such as Jeannie has sent out stuff related to It's Electric and her scrumptious Thanksgiving recipes and whatnot. So a lot of things happen on the list, but it's not heavy traffic. For those of you on the stream, I invite you all to tune in to, if you've not already done so, to first of all, stick around because you got other exciting stuff happening today with helpful hints on homophones a little bit later on, and Unmute Presents in between all that. So that's what we got on tap for you all today. And but you can join even more calls by sending the email to that same email address, community@acb.org, and include your name and email and say, I would like to be added to the community calls list. And they can add you to both the community calls and the cooks list, so you can kill two birds with one stone. How cool is that? If you have anything you would like to contribute to the Cooking Corner as a guest facilitator or whatever, you are definitely more than welcome to do that. Just get with me. You can reach out to me through, again, emailing community@acb.org and ask them to send me your contact info, and they'll forward it on your email to me, or you can write to me through the Cooks List. And if you have any requests for recipes you'd like to see me do, or if you'd like to guest facilitate, make sure you let me know, and we will definitely see about getting you squared away. I know we're going to have Heidi back again sometime in January, and we'll probably arrange for the cheesecake, the gingerbread cheesecake and all that type of stuff too. So we can see about all that for sure.
7:52 a.m.
All right, so now's a good time if you have any questions about the recipe today, if you have any general cooking questions, any comments. Now is definitely a good time for that.
I really like that gingerbread
Jill?
cookies that you made.
All right, Jill, then Melissa.
Hey Herbie, my question is I'd never used molasses before, and I was just curious if you could describe like what the texture is, like how to work with it. Is it similar to honey or like maple syrup? How would you describe?
Okay, great question. So, and I definitely overlooked that. So molasses is a little bit thicker than those things. So it's more of, I'd call it an in-between liquid and powder. So it's, so imagine like, you know how what a batter looks like when you've got like the flour mixed in?
Mm-hmm.
To me, it kind of looks like that, and it's that type of consistency. So it's a very, very thick,
Like pasty kind of?
pasty kind of, yeah.
Okay. So it's not really as messy.
It's not as messy, but it's still a very thick liquid. It's very sticky.
Okay, but it seems
Very.
easier to handle. Like honey can be a disaster, can
Oh,
be
honey's-
really messy. So, that sounds
Yep.
good. I'll have to buy that and try it because I do really like ginger snap cookies and I want to make this. So,
Yep. So yeah, it's a
Okay.
very it's a very viscosity heavy liquid. So it's kind of an in between. That's the best way to describe it, I think. If anybody else has any better way of describing it, by all means, raise your
and then
hand.
what kind of did it come like in a jar? Or
Yes,
like
it comes in a tall
plastic
jar.
sleeve?
It comes in a glass jar.
Glass jar. Okay.
Yep.
And then when you scooped it, measured it, did you put the spoon right into it, or do you have to pour it?
I actually poured it myself. I
Okay.
just poured it into the measuring cup over the bowl. That's what I
Okay.
find easiest. because I was using a measuring cup. Now, if I was using a tablespoon or a teaspoon, I would probably just scoop it out then. But I found that for me, it was just a lot easier to pour it directly into the cup.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, Melissa.
Yeah. I really like that gingerbread cookies. You really did a good job, and that made me hungry.
All right.
And how long did it how long did you bake it for when you put them in the oven?
10 to 12 minutes. So,
Oh, okay, 10 to 12. Okay, wow.
yep.
And you have to use 1 cup of flour?
2 1/4 cups flour.
2 1/4 cups of flour. Okay.
But you put the flour in 1 cup at a time.
Oh, okay. And then the other one, and then the teaspoon of 2 teaspoons of ginger and 4 tablespoons of molasses.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
And then 2 teaspoons baking soda, a half teaspoon of salt, and then, don't forget the egg.
Oh, okay. And a large egg or a medium egg?
Yep. A large egg or 2 medium eggs.
Oh, okay. Large egg or 2 medium. Okay. Wow.
And then don't forget and then of course the stick and a half of melted butter and a cup of brown sugar that needs to be set to room temperature. So make sure you do that too.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
Yep.
And Herbie?
Yes.
Time check.
Perfect.
It's 56 after the hour.
Very good. Thank you, Nellie. And so for those of you on the streamer side, we're going to be saying goodbye to you in just a couple minutes here. So let me get those goodbyes out the way and then we'll get back to questions. So reminder that no cooking call next week. And you can subscribe to the community call list. And by the way, if you're subscribed to the community list, you can always switch from the stream side to the Zoom and or Clubhouse side. We'd love to have you and come say hi. I'm sorry we're not going to be booming through your Echo devices if that's how you're listening to my dulcet tones, which I don't have dulcet tones as far as I know. But
how can we get the recording so I can share it with my friend Danielle?
All right, excellent. So I'm glad you brought that up. So first of all, you can always subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is Herbie's Cooking Corner. It's a playlist actually in my YouTube channel. And
Great.
I will send you the link to that, and I will get this uploaded. It's one of several recordings I need to get uploaded. So I will work on getting that done later today. And I will send you the YouTube
I would
link.
like the link. I would like the link of it so I can listen to it over.
I can do that. Yep, I can do that. Right. And I've got a lot of uploading to do, actually. So I'll get to that later today. So yes, look for Herbie's Cooking Corner on YouTube. It is a playlist. And then you can just add that playlist to your list there, and you'll find quite a few things already up there. So several fried chickens, meatloaves, and cookies. So there's quite a bit in range of things up there that they do all incorporate most of the techniques that I use for cooking. So there's definitely quite a bit.
Okay.
All right. So great
Can you
question.
send me the link
yes.
later?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Excellent. Okay, so who do we have next? I believe somebody else was asking a question.
Yes, your co-host for the day.
All right.
Another thing is if you like the ginger snaps moister, after you bake them, when you put them into an airtight container, put a piece of bread in there, and it will help to moisten the cookies if they're too dry for your liking. Or if you happen to have a horse around and they're still too hard for you, they make great treats for your horses.
All right. Well, I've heard of whiskey for my men and beer for my horses, but I'd never heard of ginger snaps for your horses. So I need to go right to Toby Keith and Willie Nelson and say, hey, I've got a new song. Or maybe I'll write to Cletus T. Judd. Hey, you want a parody? Ginger snaps for my horses. So I'm going to go right to him and say, hey, but, I'll make sure Heidi gets all the credit, So if you hear ginger snaps for my horses one day, you heard it here first. All right. So you learn something new every day. Okay, who else do we have? Do we have any other questions?
Nope. Don't see any.
Nope, don't see any. All right. Well, guys, we're gonna end things a little bit. Yep.
Is there one?
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say we have no raised hands and we have no audience. I was hoping people would come join me because it's lonesome over here. Oh, we have someone, but no raised hands. Sorry.
Are you lonesome tonight? Are you lonesome tonight? Are you sorry?
Yes, we are.
Drifted apart.
The singing chef.
Yep. Oh, I guess I'll have to do that one for karaoke come January and dedicate it to you. Okay, this goes out to my friend Alice, who was feeling lonesome in Clubhouse, you know.
Oh, really?
Do the chairs in your parlor seem empty? Well, you know, they say life's the stage, but it's the Clubhouse that's the stage this time, so you're the one lonely on the stage, so. All right, okay, gonna have to get my best Elvis going on here, and Nancy is going to murder me afterwards.
Good job.
Okay. All right. So, all right. Well, I've already got karaoke now established for January. We're off to a good start here. Very good, guys.
All right.
All right. And last call for hands. Well, I want to thank Nellie. This was your first time hosting today, and you did good. You got through it, and look forward to seeing you back here on future calls, even as even if you're not hosting. So,
all right. Thank you.
You're
My
welcome.
pleasure.
And thank you, Allison. Thank you, Tyann. And I guess if you put all three together, you do get a 10 today, or a net.
All right.
Bye, guys.
On that note, you can end the respective rooms.
Okay.